everyone! Old School Pokemon here. I'm back again with the Pokeflips podcast. Joined by my usual co-host, KetchumAllCollectibles Dan. How are we doing today, Dan?
Doing very well. I'll say this at the outset. Nick and I are both expecting some Destined Rivals deliveries, so it could be a solo pod for either or for a portion of this. Hopefully not at the same time. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, though. But yeah, how you doing, Nick?
I'm doing good. I'm excited for Destined Rivals. Got a nice little pallet of that coming, which would be good. I don't know how your did you get any prismatic with your Destined Rivals?
They shipped that mostly last week.
Okay.
They accidentally, I think I'm going to get a little bit of prismatic today because they accidentally sent me 2 ETB cases of Destined Rivals last week, which I've never gotten stuff that early. It came to me Thursday or Friday, but that was definitely an accidental thing. Yeah, what did you get? Like the SPCs came relatively recently, but I also got some reprint. Was there bundles? I forget what else there even was.
So I got booster bundles, and then I got the surprise boxes. They bundled they did a bundle deal where you could get one case of the bundles and 3 cases of the surprise boxes, but you had to spend it was like $1,500 in additional things, and they did not have much at all listed on the website. So I have $4,500 worth of like the Dragon Shield sleeves coming.
This this era, this moment that we're in time, which some say that it will just last into eternity. I guess if boxes will truly never go under 100, boxes will never go under MSRP. Invest in Dragon Shield, invest in Ultra Pro, like all these companies will be selling so much more, maybe 5-10 times more than they ever have, right? Because people are just buying Dragon Shield, people are just buying whatever to get the Pokemon they want. So maybe that's a sneaky little investment pick that you can make in the meantime.
There we go. I'm hoping someone will want hoping someone will want those, because I have literally no use for them. I don't know what I'm going to do with those things.
All your local LGSs, all your local stores will probably be heavily stocked with them as well. So it's not even like you can go pawn them off on them.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, old school Pokemon in them and use them as business cards.
There we go.
OSP is going to go under with sleeves. As always, we're going to be here for the next few hours. I probably need to cut by 4 at the latest, maybe slightly earlier. But we'll be here for the next 2.5, 3 hours. Feel free to leave your questions, as always. We will try to get to all of them. We'll step out individually, hopefully, at some point. Mine should be more brief.
At the exact same time.
Mine's going to be more brief. I should only be a couple minutes. I think Nick's getting a whole pallet. I mean, talk about scalper. He's getting like this huge allocation, and he's keeping it from the children. I'm only getting, mine's coming UPS. Mine's coming just in several boxes. I don't even get a whole pallet. So that's how dark these days are. I used to get pallets. On that note, I actually don't know the answer to this. What is your Destined Rival sales plan? Are we talking full allocation MSRP, or are we scalping?
So we're gonna do. I finally figured it out. We're gonna do. We're gonna
scalping.
No, we're gonna do booster boxes at MSRP. ETBs. I don't know what the price on ETBs is, but if ETBs are like 100, I'll probably do them at 75. Yes.
Scalper. Come on.
Hey, we're gonna do the whole allocation of booster boxes at MSRP.
You have to go $59.99 or 50. No. I don't even know what it is. Is it $54.99?
I think it's $49.99 actually for regular sets.
Well, whatever it is.
60. But no, the percent margin is the same, like booster bundles versus ETBs, but it's not. You're making whatever on a booster box, whereas an ETB you're making $10.
If you make normal distribution levels to MSRP, that is moral, that is right, that is just, that is fair. If you sell for 1 penny over MSRP, you're disgusting. I don't care what you paid for it. There's no room for nuance. Any amount over MSRP is disgusting. I actually, did they tax you on it a little bit? I used to pay in the before times, I used to pay 90 for like early SV sets, 90, 92.50, 95, somewhere between 90 and 95. They're charging me like 100, 101 for Destined Rivals. Not like it's crazy, but they're definitely taxing a little bit more on Destined.
So my regular distributor, what they went up. It was like a 50-cent increase. It wasn't bad. But then the secondary distributor, Mad Al, they went from, I forget, I think I was paying 97 with them, and now I'm paying 105 with them. But I'm getting so little from them. I'm getting 12 boxes from them now.
Oh man, yeah, that's dark. I'm getting sub 100. I used to get a little over 100 from each. Now I'm getting like 64 from one, or not 64. That's not even a multiple of 6. I forget. I think I got 72 from one and 80 something from the other, 90 from the other. I don't remember, but it's less than I got for Surging. I see Quilly talking about my bet with Retro. Retro's already backtracking. I don't remember exactly, but I'll have to go at some point this weekend. I'll have to go in and pull out the clips. I made a bet with Retro for it's no longer. Oh no.
God. Oh, you're back. Okay.
Can you see me? Oh no.
I see you now.
Connection is unstable. Why is it unstable? Anyways,
you cut out there for a second, but now you're back.
I made a bet with Retro that Destined Rivals will be widely available at under MSRP. And like, to leave no room for interpretation, I explicitly said it will be booster packs of Destined Rivals in some form or fashion. I said it could be Costco, it could be BJ's, it could be Sam's, it could be whatever. It could be pin collections, it could be ETBs, it could be booster boxes. But Retro was saying last night on Cardboard Hands that, oh no, it was booster boxes only. Even though, like, I do think Destined Rivals booster boxes will go under MSRP at some point, the bet was not for booster boxes. The bet was for booster packs in some form or fashion, widely available. P Football P, Hills, somewhere, somehow. So he's already trying to move the goalposts. He's already trying to redefine. He's going to lose the bet. I'm going to win, and it's going to be a PC rocket case, won by bet against Retro. So we'll see how it pans out, but he's already trying to shift up the terms. I truly still, like, I didn't make this bet. Like, if you think your team is going to win the Super Bowl and someone's offering you like, hey, let's bet $50 for $50, like, I'd take that bet. But he gave me better odds. It's like, I'm not going to turn down him willing to give me $100 instead of $50, right? Like he gave me an easier bet to win. So I took that because I knew his level of confidence. It's like, let me get more because it's there. I didn't like pin myself down to it has to be the booster box, though I do think the booster box will get there, if that makes sense.
Well, so what was this actual bet?
All my ranting and rambling, and you didn't understand what the bet was. So I bet that in the next 2.5 years, Destined Rivals will be widely available under MSRP.
Okay.
In some form or fashion. 151 was, Crown Zenith was, Evolving Skies was multiple times. Like, every set has been at one point or another in Pokemon's history. Journey Together, Prismatic Evolutions, and Destined Rivals are the only 3 sets in all of Pokemon's history that have not been widely available under MSRP at some point in their life cycle. But they're the 3 newest sets. They will get there. I can't guarantee it, but I'm betting hundreds of dollars that they will get there.
Hundreds? How big is this bet?
It's a Team Rocket case. I don't have it handy.
Man,
I don't know where I put it.
The briefcase or like a booster box case?
Maybe my dad stole it when he was over here. I don't know where it went. It used to be right here.
Maybe my dad stole it.
But yeah, that's the bet. That's the bet. I'm 1 for 1 in PokeTuber bets so far. I mean, the guy that I won my first PokeTuber bet against, he was so ashamed by it that he is done using his channel entirely. Mr. ZNG Emporium. I mean, after that loss, he pretty much like deleted his whole channel and he's barely been back. So hopefully the same doesn't go for retrospects when he takes that L, but we'll see. I bet with James like 2 years ago that PSA would not have grading. So I was betting on like the bullish side. I was betting on like the rocket emoji side that time. He bet that PSA would have sub $10 grading by like January 1st, 2023 or 4. I forget how old that bet was. And I said, no way in hell. Like, give me some of that action. I won a PSA 10 unlimited Pikachu from Jungle. And I also won it was a gym. We didn't even bet this, but he sent it to me for some reason. For some reason, he like sent me more than I was supposed to win. But he sent me like a gym challenge Japanese pack, gym challenge or gym heroes. I forget which one.
That's cool.
Here we go. Fat Belly's on my side. He's riding with me because I win my bet.
Where you say any product, I think yes, you'll win. I wish Retro stipulated booster boxes because I'm not convinced on booster boxes.
I would have taken that bet as well, but it's like why pin myself down further when he has that level of confidence? So I'll need to go back. Maybe I like am hallucinating this. Maybe I didn't specify the terms that in depth, but like I thought I was quite clear. And I rant and I ramble a lot. My memory's not amazing, but I'm pretty sure I talked about Sea and Sky collections. I'm pretty sure I talked about like Mew UPCs. Those would fit the bill. Like those were not booster boxes, obviously. Obviously, 151 and Prismatic don't even have, or 151 and Crown don't even have booster boxes. But if and when a Sea and Sky or Blooming Waters equivalent product comes to Costco, it can't just come to Costco and have people stabbing each other for it. Like that doesn't count. That's not why we're available. It needs to be on a shelf, at least somewhere. Like I need to have a picture of someone with no stabbings in the background of like a relatively stock display of these things, which for some time Sea and Sky, Blooming Waters, like well maybe not Blooming Waters as much, but Mew UPCs certainly were there. And I think that will be, I'm not just saying it for Destined, Prismatic, Journey, Destined will all get there. I'm as confident as I can be in that.
Journey, I'll agree with you on Journey. I'm not convinced. Prismatic, no shot. Destined, I don't think so. Because Destined, like, I agree with Nostalgianomics or Nostalgia Collectibles. Destined Rivals is so much more better than Prismatic.
Do you think Prismatic? Do you think Prismatic will ever be widely available under MSRP?
I don't think so, just because of how expensive the singles are, and then you got the chance to pull the Demi or the God Pack.
See, this level of confidence is just. I only have a chance.
Oh, but this is the guy you lost your Crown.
I know. This is the guy that I lost the bet.
Experience share. He knows more than you.
We didn't bet anything, but I did lose the bet, whatever you want to call it. I clearly was wrong. So context, January, I said that I didn't see any path. And to be fair to me saying Journey's being too firm in his wording here is as firm as my wording was in January on Crown Zenith not going to 10 a pack before January of 2026. And like 4 months, that went away, that happened. So I think this is going to age poorly. Clip this, Opus. At some point, I need to start feeding Poke Flips into Opus and start clipping some up for us. Maybe post some shorts on this channel. But
those shorts do well.
Opus, hit me up here. Journey will be widely available under MSRP. Prismatic will be widely available under MSRP. Destined Rivals will be widely available under MSRP. We've been here before, and I know. Retro last night, you're killing me, Retro. He like, it aged like milk when people compared Surging to Vivid. Like, you're allowed to make comparisons between two things that aren't identical. Things don't have to be like, if anybody said Surging is going to do exactly what Vivid Voltage did, and it's going to go sub 100, and it's going to be available. Like, I'm not saying sub 100 for Destined. I'm not saying any of those things. But when you say that, like, you're not allowed to compare two sets that are kind of comparable. They came out very stonking out of the gate. They have a Chase Pikachu. They have Pikachu on the ETB. I'm not saying Surging is going to have the same exact price trajectory as Vivid, but I think it will go down further than it is right now. I think it will have some of the price action. It will have some analogous interactions, reactions like Vivid did, but it is not exactly Vivid Voltage. I've never heard anyone say that. I've heard some people say, like, it's going to do price-wise some of what Vivid did, but, like, again, Venn diagrams exist. There's similarities in the middle, and then where they overlap, like, things don't have to be nuance, gray area. Come on, Retro.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you on that one.
And then some people hate that I make the disclaimer, but it's like, if I'm wrong on my bet, then I'm rich. Like, I'm doing fine, so I'm not going to be mad about it anyways. But I don't want boxes sub 100, but I think they'll go there. I truly don't think sub 100 boxes are healthy, and I don't want them to go back there. But I want them to go sub MSRP. I love this, like this world that Rudy talks about, where one bad set might go under 100, but you won't have consecutive sets going under 100, and all sets will be 120, 130, 140, 150. That is a glorious world. Like that is, I think everyone, well, I know this isn't the case, but right now people are crying for MSRP because prices are above that. But if and when we get to where sets come out and they're 130, 140, people will say, oh, well, they used to be 100. We want 100 back. Like, people aren't going to just magically, oh, it's 140. I'll gladly pay 160. Oh, it's 140. I'll just pay that and shut my mouth and be happy. Like people will still be kind of missing that historical sub 100, sub 120, whatever. But if you could tell me that, like, I don't need $200, $300 boxes out of the gate like we have right now. But if you could tell me for the next 10 years, which a lot of people are saying, if you could tell me that every set will be 120 to 160 for the first 2 years after release, that is like the perfect scenario. That is like, you make some money, you make 20, 30% margin, gross margin. After platform fees, you make 10, 15% maybe. Like, LGSs can make money without charging above MSRP. Like, that is so perfect in so many ways. I just think it's horribly unrealistic. The way that people interact as businesses in the space, the way that people are so cash poor so many times, I think there will be fire selling. There will be sets where we see sub 100 again. But I'm entirely open to being wrong. I'm not guaranteeing that I'm correct. I spoke too firmly on Crown Zenith in January, and for that I've apologized. But I'm not going to catch myself speaking so firmly again. I'm confident enough to make bets, though. Bets against my own financial interest. Like, if I win that bet, I will win a $200, $300 case, and I will lose tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars relative to having lost the bet, right? So it's like, am I really winning if I win? I won the bet against James, and since I made that bet with James, I've graded 10,000 cards at $5 to $10 more a card than I would have had I lost the bet. So it's like winning $150 worth of packs and card. I spent 50 grand more grading cards in the meantime. So it's like, I won the bet, but I really lost. I basically, when I make bets like this, I'm just hedging against reality. So it's like, if I lose the bet, reality's pretty good. If I win the bet, it's like a silver lining to the shittier situation I'm in than had I lost the bet, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I can see it.
Here's a good question. So Aiden wants to know, and I know I've been rambling a bunch. Nick, do these current market conditions suit your business best? So alluding to like what I was just talking about, if you could choose between boxes being sub 100, boxes being 100 to 160, or boxes stonking everything above MSRP, which is your like ideal scenario? Kind of like lay that out.
I don't think anyone thinks that what we're in right now is best. Because I absolutely do not. I would much rather have boxes somewhere in that like 110, 120, 130, whatever range. Above 100, but not like this. Because once pricing falls, first off, you're not going to have scalpers anymore, which I cannot wait for all them to fail. And then
Nick, you're a scalper. You're a scalper. You're selling Destined. You're selling Destined above MSRP.
Waiting outside at GameStop to get my prismatic or whatever, buying out Costco.
Tisk, Nick. Come on.
I cannot wait for all those. I can't wait for that to happen. I hate it. It's so bad. Going on Facebook, all you see are people coming back home from wherever, just selling sealed stuff that they had bought.
Nick, they're entrepreneurs. They're business people.
No,
just
they're
like you.
not. They're
buying low and they're selling higher. Come on. What's the difference?
They're not. That is not a business. That is not a business. So yeah, I think that kind of that middle ground is the way to go. Because you'll obviously have people getting out of Pokemon who are just in it for the money that's in Pokemon right now. And people like Dan, me, we'll be able to increase our allocations again and kind of get back to normal. Whereas right now it's there's no shot you can get any more product than the allocations are going down and down and down and down because so many people are wanting Pokemon right now. So yeah, I can't wait. I hate this market that we're in, and I can't wait for things to get back to normal.
Yeah, I truly like this future new normal that people are painting sounds amazing. And maybe I'm being too pessimistic. Maybe I'm open to being wrong. This world where every box stays above 100 and the better sets are closer to MSRP and the worst sets are 110, 120, like that, yes, sign me up. I want to be there. Bring me to that mystical oasis of just like that is a perfect world. I don't see it coming. I see sub 100 and depending on who you are, depending on like in some ways getting to sub 100 might be better for me because I've talked about the pallet thing that I've got going on. And I truly believe a lot of times that things go sub 100. It's not because the product's bad. Like a year ago, SV1 through SV5 were all sub 100. They're the same sets they are today. They were horrible sets and it was terrible. We were on the heels of Crown Zenith and all these trainer galleries and all these Sword Shield sets. And then SV1 and then the print quality's bad. And oh man, the silver borders, all these different things. Like people are so fickle. That happens all the time. And then now it's like Obsidian Flames is 200 plus. Like every set's 200 plus. Like people are just so fickle. And I think people will get. I'm bullish on people being fickle. I'm bullish on there being a season, whether it's 3 months, 6 months, whether it's 3 days, 3 weeks. I think in the next 2 years, Destined will be widely available under MSRP because most of the people crying today, most of the people complaining that they can't have this, can't have that, they're the same. Some of them are the same exact people that were here for Vivid crying about it. They left the hobby when Vivid went down under MSRP. And then now they're only back because things are above MSRP again. Like they'll literally just come when they can come and cry, throw a fit, roll around on the ground like a 2-year-old, a poorly behaved 2-year-old, and then they'll leave again when it's available. So yeah, these market conditions do not suit my business best. It's great in some ways to just print a bunch of money. Like when Destined lands today, I just instantly made. I think I had 3,000 packs come yesterday. I paid an average of $3 a pack ish. That's rounding up slightly. So I instantly just made 15 grand or something. And today I instantly make another 15 grand. Making 30 grand is nice, but it's not repeatable. Now I got to go into the open market and I got to buy packs at 85% of market to sell them at the same thing. So it's like I'm always making that 15, 20% margin, buying and selling. I just get that upfront shot. But what I'd rather have happen, I'd rather buy $300 as a Destined Rivals and sell them for 110, 120 a box. Like I'd rather be able to get the allocation that I want to get and not have to buy from people that are botting Walmart, Target, wherever. This is not my ideal market. So I was picking on Nick. I was poking at him a little bit about being a scalper himself, but I truly want.
Yeah, what are your prices going to be, Mister?
Mine's going to be market. It's going to be 105, 110%.
Yeah, okay.
but I am like, if you ask a question of Dan, what your price is going to be, they're always going to be some percentage of TCG player market. They're not going to be like, oh, well, if it's my original allocation, it's going to be this. If my distro bundles me this, it's going to be this. No, it's just always going to be, you know what you're going to get. I'm not playing mental gymnastics about what's allowed, what's not allowed.
So you're always going to be priced above TCG player. Got it.
Yes, and I'm always going to have everything in stock. I'm not going to sell out. Like come in on tomorrow night, late tonight. Pong is going to be live. Tomorrow night, PK is going to be live. All weekend long, we're going to have Destined. All next week, we're going to have Destined. All next month, all next year. Like, we're going to have Destined in stock always. Are certain stores going to have it a little bit cheaper? Definitely. But it's like, do you want to have the option to buy it at all, or do you want to just play a lottery on potentially getting it a little bit cheaper? Your options are out there. So, yeah, go choose as you will. Like,
it'll be interesting.
It's not going to hurt my feelings at all. But yeah, I hope everyone's right. I hope I'm wrong. If we never see sub 100 again, that would be cool. That would be nice. If we but we'll see. We'll see. And one thing that gets me, like a lot of these channels that say these things, and I promise you I'm not strawmanning. I've heard some people say that Dan's strawmanning, or like, name the names, otherwise you're strawmanning. Go into YouTube. Go into broad YouTube, incognito mode. Don't log into your YouTube. Go out there. Pokemon investing in Destined Rivals, all that stuff. The same channels that say sealed will go up forever because everything is up today are the same channels that say, like, so basically every box is up as of today in this peak boom mania, whatever we're in. So every box will continue to go up forever. The same people who use that line of logic to come to that conclusion, when you tell them 29 out of 30 years, and let me be conservative, 28, 27 out of the 30 years in Pokemon's history, every single product that has come out has been widely available under MSRP at some point. So that's why I think every set will be again, including Destined Rivals, including Prismatic. Well, it's different though. So you can't say that like they can use history and they can, whatever narratives they like are allowed. But when you say something that pushes against that, like, oh, Destined will be widely available under MSRP, no, you can't say that. It's different. It's different. History doesn't work there. I can use history because I like.
So
that's just choosing your history you like versus like.
Yeah, but you're doing the same thing. You're using past data that's not similar to where we are today. It's the same thing as saying we're just in a different market.
Well, I'm trying to. So the people who say, I mean, some people say sealed only goes up. The amount of times that I've heard people say, will the market crash? And then someone in the comments or someone that they're on the podcast with ask them to kind of define what they mean by crash. I've heard people talk about Destined Rivals going to 150. I've heard people talking about Journey Together going to 150 being like a crash. Like, some people are defining a new imprint set going under MSRP as a crash. Like, when I hear people do that, it just hurts my brain, because in reality, on planet Earth, in my opinion at least, if and when Destined go sub MSRP, if and when Journey Prismatic go sub MSRP, they won't have crashed to that. They're in print new sets. They're just in the release window. It's like PS4s, PS5s don't crash to MSRP. They become available at their production price. Like, that's just what they do the first days, weeks, months, when people just need to have them. They want to be the first one. They go for double, triple MSRP, whatever. But like, they don't crash to MSRP. That's the intended price. and they get there. They like every set has, including base set, jungle, fossil, including evolutions, including evolving. Got every set ever. And some people say, what about Champion's Path? I proved that on Hills Wholesale Gaming, Wayback Machine. What about Hidden Fates? I proved that on Hills Wholesale Gaming, Wayback Machine. Was it only a day, 2 days, a week? I don't know exactly how long it lasted, but it's happened on every set ever.
The thing is, though, who's saying? Who are these people saying booster boxes crashing to 150? Is it me, you, Rusty, people who have been in the hobby for years?
It's people who've been here 6 months or a year.
It's the people who have just gotten into the hobby, who are buying these booster boxes for investment purposes at 200, 250. So for them, yes, it is a crash. But for every single person in this podcast, that is not considered a crash.
Which is the thing, like, you're never going to reach the people that you want to reach most. Those are the people that I want to be talking to right now, but they don't find their way into this podcast. They don't.
No, we're not hype enough. We are not hype enough for them.
Yeah.
We got to be way more hype.
And I haven't gotten a comment yet, but I'm waiting for someone to comment, because I think earlier today or yesterday, I had a short go out where I said short term, I could see Destined Rivals going to 300. I truly think Destined Rivals, and retro, I'm not saying Destined Rivals is exactly Surging Sparks. You're allowed to make analogies without saying that one is exactly the other. I think Destined Rivals launch is going to be more like Surging Sparks. It's different because Surging Sparks came out at 110, 120, and then it rocketed up above 200. But I think it's going to be more like Surging Sparks in that it will go up after release than Journey Together, which went down after release. Because relative to Journey Together, I got 20% less Destined Rivals, and I think it's a lot better set. I think it's a lot more hype. We sold a couple thousand packs release weekend of Journey Together. We've not sold much since. Destined Rivals, I think we're going to sell 3 times as many packs. I think we're going to sell 5,000, 6,000 packs this weekend, and I think we're going to sell thousands more next week and thousands more next week. And I think short term, and this is what I was starting to get to. Yesterday, I had a short go out. Destined Rivals, I think, will head towards 300 in the short term. About a week ago, I had a short go out doing my bet with Retro, saying that I think Destined Rivals will be widely available under MSRP. Not necessarily the booster boxes, but some of the product. People, like, their brains are just like black, white, 0, 1. It's binary. There's no in between. Everyone knows I live on the fence. Everything happens on the fence, in the gray area, in the nuance. You can have both things happen. I promise you. Destined Rivals can go to 300 and then down to 150. And that wouldn't be a crash. It would not be a crash. It would be a product releasing. It has a 2-year release window. It would be a product getting out onto the market. Think about a PS5. Think about a PS, whatever we're on, PS5, PS6. It would be the normal release of a product where people FOMO and go crazy, and there's a short-term like supply shortage, short print, whatever you want to call it. Like there's not enough to satiate the insane FOMO, I gotta have it demand for a short time. But in the 2-year cycle, every set's gotten there, and every set will. That's my take.
I agreed up until that last sentence there. I don't know. You're going way too far down the rabbit hole to be arguing about the 300 to 150 being a crash. You're reading too many random YouTube comments over there.
I need to stay in my normal logged in YouTube. I need to stay in my bubble. That is the space of like the 30 creators I usually listen to, because some of it is dark out there. It is so dark out there.
Yes, I agree. You're watching too much PokeTube. But yeah, no, I'm not convinced. Destined Rivals dropping below to MSRP, below MSRP, whatever. I can't see it. Journey Together, I'll give you. Prismatic, no. Destined Rivals, no. You're not going to have the 2 most hyped sets of the entire era dropping below MSRP. Not a shot. No chance.
Are they better than 151? Are they better than Crown?
To be honest, I'm very disappointed in Glory of Team Rocket. I don't like that set. I think they completely dropped the ball. Heatwave Arena, I really like that set. So combining those two sets, I do think Destined Rivals will be good. But no, it's not. It's not better than 151. And Prismatic is. I don't understand why people are paying so much for Prismatic. It is such a terrible set. I hate opening that set.
But every pack you open can be $5,000.
You're literally just lighting money on fire opening Prismatic.
But Nick, you could get $5,000 with one pack.
You're not going to. You're not going to.
But you could.
And you could also get a boat out of the pack.
So you're telling me there's a chance. That's the foundation of the hobby is gambling. And I'm bullish on Prismatic because it could be $5,000. Every single pack could be $5,000. Well, counting grading, like it could be whatever crazy number. But yeah, I think it's all interesting discussion. I think it's interesting discussion. I think, but I don't know. It'll be fun. The thing is, like, I'm going to be here in 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, if and when I'm wrong. If I'm right, the people that I want, like, I don't want to be a good sport. I will want to be a very poor winner when I'm right. The people that I will want to mock, the people that I will want to say, I told you so, they will be gone. They were gone last time. Like Vivid Voltage, Battle Style, Shining Fates. It changed the set names. This was happening before. And by the time they all came back around, think of the children. Oh, this guy is evil because he puts numbers in his videos on what other people are willing to pay for items and scalping and this and that. By the time all those things came back around, widely available, everyone that was crying was gone. Because they only care when everyone else cares. They only care when it's the latest, greatest, like, hot thing. And hold on, here's maybe a big, super hot, spicy take. Maybe I'm just crazy. And I'm mostly memeing here. I have to say that. Labubu's will bring about the fickle consumer demand leaving Pokemon, and they'll usher in this sub $100 booster box era because people will be buying pallets of Labubu's. Remember years ago?
Talk about the modern day Beanie Baby right there.
Remember when we were kids?
Wild.
Every year, it was like Furbies and it was Beanie Babies and it was Pokemon was a year or two of that. Like every year, that still happens. I think media is so much more fragmented. Like 25, 30 years ago, I used to have a TV in my room. 25 years ago, I used to have a TV in my room. And this was a very, like, most people 25 years ago had a much more modern TV than this, but mine had a knob on it. And I got channels, 9 was ABC, 33 was Fox, 5 was CBS, I think 3 was also CBS. I literally had like 5 channels coming in over the air on my analog TV in my bedroom 25 years ago. These days, you got Netflix and Disney Plus and you got YouTube and you got, like, so much more fragmented. The consumer space so much more fragmented, like all the all the different things that will steal your attention and take your consumer dollars. So I don't know what it will be, and I'm just memeing that it's going to be Labubu's, but I truly am bullish on the fickle nature of humanity, and I really think a combination of Pokemon printing more, demand going down, things returning to some semblance of 30 years historical normalcy, we will see $700 booster boxes again. That's what I base my entire thing on, is like 30 years of history and just knowing humanity.
I'm not convinced anymore. I am not. With how different things
don't
are.
Say it this way. Say this time it's different. That's what you need to say.
It is different this time.
Hold on. Give me
the past 30 years, you didn't have anyone caring about Pokemon. Not only do you have so many people caring about Pokemon, you've got eBay, you've got Fanatics, you've got GameStop, you've got PSA, professional sports authenticator, grading more Pokemon than sports. It's absurd. It is different than the past 30 years. You don't have all these massive corporations getting so deep into collectibles, specifically trading cards, because this is going to be a flash in the pan. They're all banking on the fact that this is going to be a long-term thing.
I hope you're right. And there's definitely a case to be made. Turbo Bull Mode Dan, I lose this bet. Destined never goes under 200 ever. And even it's so demanded, and Pokemon prints not enough of it to where it might. I will concede that I might be wrong in this bet. I'm not trying to die on this hill that I'm guaranteeing that I'm right in this bet. There is a bull case where the amount of consumers there are for trading cards today generally that lead to Pokemon printing 11 billion, 10 billion cards and it not being enough, there might be 5 times the consumers for trading cards in 5 years, 10 years. Trading cards are fairly big relative to where they were 5-10 years ago, but I think there's enough room. It's not like 10% of people are collecting them over the world. There's room for trading cards to 10-20x. There's room for Pokemon to be printing 50 billion cards a year, 100 billion cards a year probably in 10-20 years, if and when the hobby grows that much. So I'm on board with there are some percentage chances that these perma bull cases hit, but a lot of the bulls can't concede that there's some chance that the downside hits too. And not even it's crazy to say the downside. I'm not even talking about something that's atypical. I'm not even talking I'm just talking about what's always happened. There's a chance that it's not different this time is all I'm saying. That's, and I think you'll concede that. I think Retro would concede that there's a chance that he loses the bet, but there's a lot of people that will not concede any of that have been here for 6 weeks and they really know what's going on. And it's just a little scary.
I can admit that it could happen, but you're I'd say you're 90% sure it's going to happen. I'm more 60-40. I can see both things happening relatively with the same percentage. I'm not nearly as convinced we'll get back to sub $100 boxes and all that stuff.
I think we're so far behind chat. I was ranting so passionately that I wasn't even starring comments. You had a little announcement that you wanted to make, and we're 45 minutes in and you haven't made it yet. Do you want to do that? And then, well, you want me to play the lead in?
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that real quick. I don't know if BB. We should have played it when BB was in here. I don't know if BB's in here, but BB and Dan. I forget if was this last week or was this? This might have been 2 weeks ago.
2 episodes ago.
Yeah, BB and Dan colluded together a few weeks ago. Dan already knew this news when he popped the question up. So pay attention to Dan's evil smirky smile over there when he presents or when I answer this question here.
So yeah, we're setting the stage for Nick's big announcement coming in about a minute, but here we go. So this was 2 episodes ago, about 4 weeks ago.
Can you hear the sound? Is the sound going? Dan.
So you wouldn't reveal it yet.
No, nobody can hear it.
Will
Something
you
happened with the audio.
Wait, you couldn't hear the whole thing? No way.
I was trying to tell. No, I think I don't know what happened because you couldn't hear me talking either.
Greeny, don't even start with the massive L's. Wait, was it? Who just? No, it was Bierski. Greeny was on, but it was Bierski at the helm, captaining that ship down a bad place. But anyways, that clip that you could not hear, I don't know how to make the audio work. Why does it not have audio for a shared screen?
That is very strange.
I'm not gonna play it again and do that all over.
That's fine.
But anyways, I was teasing him. BB had asked the question, what are you doing to grow your business? And I said, yeah, Nick, what are you doing to grow your business? Knowing this news that he's about to tell you. So yeah, Nick, what is the big news that we were poking fun at you 4 weeks ago that you can now tell us?
So we can officially reveal. We revealed it a couple weeks ago on eBay Live. So for those of you who weren't on eBay Live, shame on you. But Thrifty is going to be moving to Chicago to be the new OSP streamer on eBay Live. I'm very excited about that. I'm really, really excited about that. I think it's coming at the absolute perfect time too, with how quickly eBay Live is growing right now. They're making a lot of changes right now. People are starting to stream longer and longer. We've got some big things happening with different streamers. Chef teaming up with Cardinal Gaming, all that type of stuff too. So I think it's coming at the perfect time, and it'll open up more time to stream. We'll be able to start streaming more often, which is gonna be awesome. Open up day streams, start capturing some weekend streams, get going on Sunday night streams. So it'll be really good. I'm excited. I'm really excited for it.
So my question is it you and Thrifty, that's the limit, or are we now we opened a can of worms? When streamer 3, when streamer 4, when streamer 10. You always said it was just you and you were not going to open it up. So this is a big step.
This is, yeah.
You just took a big step, and I'm like, well, when's the next one? Now it's less of a hurdle. You've done it once, so it's less of a hurdle.
That is true. Yeah. No, it'll be a long while. It'll be a long while before that happens. Because I'll still be streaming regularly. I don't know the exact schedule. What I'm thinking is, at least thinking right now, I'll do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday nights, and then Thrifty will do Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, and then the weekend during the afternoon, and then possibly a day during the afternoon too. But we'll see what ends up working out. But I'll definitely be streaming regularly. I still really enjoy it. I don't want to be giving that up completely just yet. But it'll be good to be live more regularly.
I'm starting so many comments, and like all of them have to do with the whole MSRP thing. I'm gonna pop some up. We probably won't turn this whole thing.
14 starred comment.
Yeah, and I'm not even done. We probably won't turn this whole thing into just talking about MSRP, but maybe we will. I don't know. Let's see. It's hard to argue with people when all they have seen is a booming market. How dare you use your experience to give people realistic expectations? One thing that I was getting at, and I think I'm not very eloquent, I'm not very good with words, but I think what I'm saying makes logical sense. So a lot of people are giving me crap for saying, Dan, you constantly say past performance is not indicative of future results, and then you say this. The big thing is, like, I was trying to show their inconsistencies. So a lot of the perma bulls will say every set is higher, and it's always been. So every set is higher than MSRP today, so they will always be in the future. So I do use past performance is not indicative of future results, because that is a true statement. I'm not trying to say that only because 29 years of 30-year Pokemon history, everything's been widely available under MSRP. I'm not saying that as my core and only argument that it will happen again in the future. I'm just using like, hey, they're saying past performance, future results. So why are they doing it here and not here? That's what I'm trying to demonstrate. So I'm not using that as my only argument. My additional contributing arguments, and ultimately that's all these are. Like, I'm making my thoughts, my theories, and I'm providing the reasons why I think that to be the case. I think Labubu's, I think Summer Slowdown, I think whatever, I think Pokemon printing, I think all these things, this being a cash forward industry, I think for all these reasons, and part of it is it's happened every time in the past. These are all the reasons why. I'm just using that to point out, like, hey, they will use past performance indicating future results when they like the outcome, but they won't use it when they don't like the outcome. So does that make sense? That I'm pointing out their illogical or logical inconsistencies? Does that make sense, or am I not making any sense?
No, I think that makes sense. Okay.
Because there were like there were 10 comments like this one. I feel like I was wording it very poorly, but hopefully that made it make more sense. I do partially believe, because it's always happened, I think it will continue to happen. But that's not the only reason why. And for people to say, well, every set's up, so they'll always all go up. And then on top of that, they ignore 2003 to 2005. They ignore like these certain times where things weren't up. They're looking at one point in time instead of looking at 30 points in time, where it would have been true 20 of the 30 times or something. But anyways, again, I don't want to turn the whole thing into this. Pikachu saying it's not going to happen with Prismatic. Give me percentages. Like, are you saying it 100% is not happening with Prismatic? That is insane to me. That is absurd to me. I will give it. I'm going to put percentages on it. That's nice, because then you can't be wrong, right? I'm going to say I'm only giving a 5% chance that Prismatic is not widely available under MSRP at some point.
5%?
I mean, 5% can happen. 5% chances happen all the time. Approximately
no,
1 out of 5 they happen.
No,
I truly
don't bet that has a 5% chance of it happening. You're not going to take that. No, it's greater. I'm not.
What are the odds that it doesn't go under MSRP?
If we're talking. Now, are we what are we talking any product?
I'm not talking like I don't know what Pokemon's core product that they make is booster packs. I don't care, boxes, ETBs. Who was just so I listened to way too much content. It might have been crap. I can't remember who it was. I listened to way too much content. I can't remember who was making this point, but their point was booster boxes, ETBs. These are things that we see. These are things that we attribute additional value to. Pokemon's core product that they make is the booster pack. That is the foundational, fundamental product. What they dress it up in on the outside, I don't care about. And honestly, I don't think they care about that much. The core product that they want to deliver, and it might have been Alex, it might have been Nostalgianomics on with Eli on Tuesday. They care about getting cards delivered to the end consumer for under MSRP. I truly believe that they have a mission statement of delivering packs to consumers under MSRP. I think the way that they do that strategically, I think they do think about investors. They think about collectors. They think about players. They think about all their consumers. They're smart business people. Mm-hmm. I think the way that they please both sides, and I think they do it really well. Look at Crown Zenith. They're pleasing the investors. They are pleasing some of the collectors. If you've got a sealed ETB at Crown Zenith right now, the packs are only worth $100. The ETB is worth $170, headed towards $200 probably in the coming months. So I think Pokemon navigates it really well. I could see a world where Destined Rivals, you might have a box that's $300. You might have a collection box, whatever, and maybe they don't do Destined where it's just Destined. Maybe they have to split it where there's 2 Destined and 2 Surging and 2 Prismatic and 2 something else, and it's got 8 packs in it, and it's $40, and it's at Costco. That's how, like, I truly think they'll get things out to consumers at and under MSRP like they always have. That's, again, I keep going back to, like, my core argument is that. And I think it was Alex on with Pokemart. And I truly believe that. I believe Pokemon has a goal. And Surging is one where technically they've already done it. Surging was widely available at release for under MSRP. So I would be less shocked if Surging didn't come under MSRP again because it's already been there. So if I were in the Ivory Tower at Pokemon, I've already got a check mark next to Surging Sparks. I've already accomplished my goal of having that widely available to the end consumer. It wasn't long. It was a day. It was a couple days. But it was there.
Is that widely available? Give people an hour to buy it under MSRP? Oh, we checked their box. Everyone had 30 minutes to go buy
3 months. Counting the whole 3 months.
That is not widely available.
On eBay, on Amazon, on Pokemon Center, on everywhere. It was everywhere.
Yeah, for 20 minutes.
With a release date announced 6 months ahead of time. Like, if you wanted it, my whole point is, if you wanted Surging for under MSRP, this magical number that people cry about endlessly, if you wanted it, you had it. If your whole goal, everyone who wanted it had it. That was widely available. Every single consumer on the planet Earth that wanted Surging under MSRP had it. And if you didn't, it's because you were asleep. Like, you knew the release date for 6 months. You had a 6 month, 3 month, 2 month, 1 month pre-order window, depending on who you shop through. It was widely available. If that doesn't count as what, like, and
no, pre-orders do not count. No, that is such a stupid take. Look at the vast majority of people in this hobby. The vast majority of people cannot afford to buy something 6 months in advance. Because they're living like week to week. Look at all the eBay messages you get. Well, maybe not you anymore, but look at all the people who message on eBay. Hey, can I pay for this $10 card in 2 weeks when I get paid? People can't afford to pre-order stuff 6 months in advance.
Agree to disagree. I mean, the thing is, like, there's no active bet out on Surging Sparks anyways. So Destined Rivals is where the bet was. Retro's already backtracking. If I said in chat any products, not just booster boxes, and you said on video any products and I agreed to it, I'll honor that bet. Yeah, you did. I remember you made a joke about ETB sleeves. It's not going to be ETB sleeves. I feel like we had a decent back and forth there, and I thought I will go back and I will review the tape. It was like a 5-minute back and forth, and I didn't want there to be confusion. I didn't want there to be uncertainty, and I thought there wasn't any. But now I hear last night's thing, and then I see people in chat. It's like, I'll go and I'll review. I'll send you a couple clips. I'm fairly certain that it was quite clear that it was on like a jumbo collection that had 4 Destined Rivals packs for $19.99 with a jumbo. That would count. It would have to be widely available. Like, it would have to be P Football Pete, Hills. It would have to be at Costco. It would have to be somewhere. Like not just a Discord notification, it went in stock and it was gone in 3 seconds. I agree that's not the same thing. But 151 was so, like, I'm not saying base set is gonna go like
experience share.
I hope you're memeing. I hope you're memeing on me, because I'm not saying EX Team Rocket returns. I'm not saying EX Deoxys will be available sub MSRP in the future. I'm saying every set, like, EX Team Rocket Returns already was. Base set already was. Neo Destiny, it's not going to go sub $3.99 a pack again, ever. I agree with you there. I hope that's a meme, right, Nick? Is that a meme?
I know. Experience here. You just lost all credibility with that comment.
That's like
all your credibility down the drain.
That's yeah, I don't know. I agree. I agree that it will never go under again. But if you think I'm arguing that sets like that, like, I could get on board with SV Base, Paldea Evolved, Obsidian Flames, Paradox Rift stuff. Like, I could get on board with most of those, maybe even all of them, likely never going under MSRP again. But they had their time. They were, like, again, if I'm in that ivory tower at Pokemon, I've got a checkbox next to it. Because for a year and a half, SV Base was widely available. All the players, all the collectors, like, anyone who wanted it that was there. You can't do anything. For someone coming into the hobby today, you can't do anything for them on EX Deoxys. You can't do anything for them on Legendary Collection. You can't do anything on them for Sword Shield Base, for Evolving Skies. Like, and you don't have to. But I truly think that they have a mission statement that sometime within that first 2-3 year window, they do want everything widely available under MSRP. I really do believe it.
I think they definitely want it, but can they do it? Is the question.
I think they can do it, but again, if I'm wrong, I'll lose the bet. I'll take my L. I will admit defeat, and we'll go from there. I mean, at some point, if I'm wrong enough, and some of these PokeTube investing channels are right enough, it's gonna be I'm gonna be on easy mode with these pallets, I guess. PS5 is a one-and-done product. Pokemon never ending. I mean, PS5 is not a one-and-done product. The product is PlayStation, and the first one came out when I was a kid, and then it went 2, 3, 4, 5, and they're on 6. Is PS6? PS6 is coming, right?
Well, at some point.
Oh, it's not announced?
I don't think so.
Oh. And some people are agreeing, some people are on my side. It's one thing that's interesting to me. Like, we've been going for an hour primarily on this. I think it's a really interesting conversation because we're having a pretty spirited discussion. I think everyone's being respectful, and like, we firmly disagree. And the biggest thing that I'll ask is like, and Experience Share was sharing his experience personally. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I'm so far behind in chat. But he says, I think Destined booster display boxes could drop below 200 before they go out of print. That's why I'm selling out of my current supply. Bad to buy at 250 and hold long term. Like, I like people, pun intended, I like people sharing their experiences, sharing their thoughts. So Experience Share thinks they'll never go under MSRP. They have some skin in the game. They're getting some amount of an allocation. They have some amount of product, and they're selling most of it, it sounds like. I like to hear what people who actually are doing things are doing with their things. Like, I like to watch Rudy because he has a lot of skin in the game, and he talks about what he's doing, and he shows you publicly when he's selling 1,400 boxes of Pallet Evolved to his patrons. And I like watching Alex and Pokemart. Pokemart has a massive distribution thing that he's got going on, like a mini Rudy type thing, and Alex rip and ships a ton. I like listening to people who actually have skin in the game, who have the product, and I like hearing what they're doing. It's interesting that some people have such widely differing takes, and all we can do is like, these are what I think, and this is why I think it, and we'll go from there. I just know a lot of people back in Vivid, Shining, Battlestat, like, they were saying similar things. And I know I'm not saying these sets are the same as those sets. These sets are better, yes, but there will be even better ones in the future. And
if you're so confident though that stuff is going to get cheaper, why are you setting these new sets on your pallet? Granted, you're not setting much back, but why set any back if you're so confident?
Because I'm open to being wrong. I'm not as confident as people are saying that, like, it can't ever happen. I'm giving a 5%. I'm giving a 5% chance that Prismatic and Destined Rivals never goes under MSRP. And another thing too, if this was the bet, I think Destined Rivals booster boxes will go under MSRP. I think there's only a 5% chance none of the booster packs go under MSRP. I think there's like a 30% chance the box never might. Maybe a 20% chance the box never might. So, like, part of the reason I put 4 cases back to the pallet is because I know that I don't know. And Journey Together had an interesting wrinkle. Even though I kind of felt like the price was going to go down out of the gate, they had the enhanced. They had the box toppers. Journey could get reprints that don't have the box toppers. So that was an interesting wrinkle. Mm-hmm. I think instead of putting 4 back of Journey, I put back 6 or 8. I forget how many. But I know that I don't know. I give certain percentages to everything, and then sometimes I'm really right, sometimes I'm really wrong. Historically, I'm used, like, in context. I'm not afraid of my past. I'm not ashamed of it. I've been wrong to the downside. I've been too bearish, too pessimistic, almost always. So, like, keep that context. Keep that context. Part of the pallet experiment is me forcing myself to be more vested in it longer term. Because, like, most parts of me wants to just sell all my SV. But yeah, I'm forcing myself to not through the pallets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, I'm setting them back because I don't believe we're going to see these major crashes. Especially with booster boxes in particular. I'm not convinced we're going to see, like, these major crashes of not crashes. The crashes
kill me.
No, you know what I mean. Price reductions, whatever you want to call it. I'm not convinced that's going to happen.
But yeah, we have people on both sides. We have we have people very firmly. I'd like to see. I'm too much of a fence sitter. I'd like to see people percentages. I'd like to see, I think there's a 5-10% chance of this or that. I believe whatever Peak said. He drinks nice whiskey and has a nice haircut. PokeMT, I do see your comment from a while ago. I do have that starred. I want to get to it, but I kind of want to like get through this whole MSRP thing first. So I have a lot more to take on that, I think. And shout out to Old School Pokemon. He will be a moral being. He will honor MSRP on booster boxes.
That's my
Halo. But he's an evil capitalist, disgusting monster when it comes to ETBs. So prepare to get scalped tonight on ETBs. But yeah, we hashed out the whole. I think there's a world where, and with most of SV, a box is roughly 36 times the loose packs. The more recent it is, the more likely that's the case. But I think SV1 through SV5 already, like Obsidian Flames, that one's already seeing like a breakout where the boxes are a decent premium over 36 loose packs, right?
Mm-hmm.
And historically speaking, boxes would be approximately 36 times the loose packs, 34 to 36 times the loose packs, slight discount, for a couple of years usually, because they'd be at the dish rows for a couple of years usually. I do understand and appreciate like many things are different in this hobby, but I just have I have reason to believe that certain things aren't going to be different. But yeah, we'll see. Here we go. Krabby's Cards. Are you guys excited for the slowdown? Does it feel like it's starting? And this is a little bit of data that I'm going to share from our streams. Unfortunately, Fanatics isn't letting me download the last like week's worth of data. But prior to this week, are 2 weeks before. So like starting approximately May 5th-ish, I've definitely felt a slowdown in the pack sales on the streams. I've talked to a couple other people who do live stream selling to a pretty high level, and they've echoed the same thing. So yeah, like in percentage terms, we had 1 week where we sold less than 3,000 packs, and we've been selling 4,000 to 6,000 packs every week since like early February. So we had nearly 30 to 50% drop off in like 2 consecutive weeks. Destined Rivals, I think is going to have a nice bump. I think it's going to kind of save some of that. But will it be a slowdown into the summer? I don't know. What are you seeing on your end? I actually do see. I'm going to upload all this new data. It looks like Fanatics is back.
Yeah, I'd say the same. Packs have definitely slowed down a bit. You do still have your random night where it pops off. Like we went till was it 5? Yeah, we went till 5 a.m. on last Saturday. I think it was Friday night, which was wild. Just ripping packs for people. So that night was crazy, but for the most part, it has slowed down a little bit. But I don't focus as much on packs as you do. I really like the auctions, and I like doing the auctions and prefer that type of stuff. Are you gone, or are you just hiding? Oh God, I think he's gone. He disappeared on us. I'm alone. Well, I'm gonna go, everyone. Have a good day. No. Where'd you go? You disappeared.
I ran to the bathroom quick. I shouldn't have grabbed a 24-ounce Arnold Palmer. Yeah, I'm gonna update my thing quick and tell you how many packs I've sold in the past week. Because I was trying to pull that data yesterday, but for whatever reason, the Fanatics backend wasn't updating. What do you sell approximately, like every week?
I have no idea anymore.
You must have a rough idea, right?
No clue. It's a trash bag every other day.
Okay, so a trash bag every other day. What was it 3 weeks ago? Was it 3 trash bags every other day? I will give mine in units of packs per week. Nick's gonna stick with his trash bags per day for every other day. I like my unit of measure more. Oh no, they added a new column to this. This might break everything. I deleted the column, but I hope they didn't shift any other data. But yeah, I'm gonna copy paste this in, and then it will spit out how many packs we sold in the past 7 days. Under 3,000 again, 2,700 packs. So we've had, I believe we've had 3 consecutive weeks under 3,000 packs a week. So I've been saying, because for January, February, March, April, we were selling, I think January was a little bit slower. I have the data right here. So January, we sold 10,000 packs, 2,500 a week. That's when we were like, obviously, we only started live streaming in October. So things were kind of ramping up. February, we sold 16,000 packs. March, 20,000. April, 16,000. So April was a little bit lower than March. But May's going to be fairly substantially lower than April, it looks like.
What do you have for May right now?
I don't have it split that way. Oh wait, yes I do, right here. May is 16,000. So it's better than, what was that, February? It's better than February. It's better than February and April. So yeah, it's better than April, but it's less than March. So we must have had a big first week of May.
Well, let me close my slider.
Someone mowing outside?
Did the lawnmower make you want to go outside and mow your lawn?
It did. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's raining here right now, so I can't though. Gonna have to wait a couple days to scratch that itch.
Are you still doing? I haven't seen one of your Instagram posts in a while about how many packs you're selling. Are you still doing those, or did you just do those few?
I think I only did a few. I think I did a couple weeks in a row, and I'm waiting for someone to say like, "Oh, the data's getting worse, so Dan's not going to share it." I actually, I think early June I might share like month by month what we've done. I think it'll be interesting to see it kind of zoomed out more. But
I was going to say grab your May numbers before, like not including Destined.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's gonna skew it a lot. But maybe I'll show the entire year week by week just to capture like, and then I can overlay. Here was Prismatic release date. Here was Journey release date. Here was Destined release date. I love having so much data. I just need to figure out the ways in which I like to present it. I think those weekly things were cool, but I actually noticed after I did a few of them, part of the reason I didn't immediately do more, I noticed that what I was calling a week, the formula that me and ChatGPT had worked on, was closer to like 6 days. It was close, like it wasn't accounting for things properly. I forget the exact nitty gritty of why it was happening, but some of it had to do with the cycle in which Fanatics like Fanatics updates on like a 24-hour lag to my CSV export. So it was only mostly capturing like 6 days. So part of me is like, I consciously wanted to make sure that when I was showing a week's worth of data, I was actually showing a week's worth of data. And then I just, I didn't come around to doing it again. Labubu gonna end the bull market. Have you seen, I see a handful of people. I know Pokey Chloe posts about it a bunch. I've seen some AI things generated like Cool Trainer Ryan being shared. I've definitely seen Labubu popping up on Instagram more and more.
I've seen it. I had no idea it was called Labubu until last night. People were talking about it in the live stream, and I had no idea what it was.
Nick has a neon sign, which speaks to his credibility.
Shout out to Walrus for that. I absolutely love that thing. It's so cool.
Can you adjust the brightness or no?
Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't. You gotta dim it down.
It needs to be it needs to be dimmer because you lose. There we go. Now you can see it lost a lot of the resolution on like what was. It took me a second to realize it was Squirtle on your Pokeball thing.
Yeah.
Or on your red and yellow ball that has nothing to do with any copyrighted properties.
It is weird how, because like when I look at it, it's so dim right now, but then on camera it looks so bright, and if I turn the brightness up, it gets all blended together.
This is actually
weird how that happens.
This is a really good distinction that Experience Share pointed out. I could get on board this. Like, I've heard people say two things, and you always need to be particular in like what you're actually debating, right? So I think there's a lot of people saying that, and this is what I understand is like the prevailing argument. A lot of people are arguing that sub $100 booster boxes are gone into the future. They're forecasting out something that's only been a thing for the past 6 months into 100 years functionally, which to me is just kind of crazy. I understand inflation is working against sub $100 booster boxes, but like I just feel like if you're betting on every set into eternity, it just feels like a safe bet given how long forever is. That's one angle. But like I'm open to being, well, and the range between 100 and 160 MSRP is a wide one. Like, obviously, I could be right on the Destined going sub MSRP without it going sub 100. I would personally be surprised if Prismatic goes as low as Crown did. I don't think Prismatic will be available for. Well, what was Sea and Sky? If you had the right credit card, if you had the right like things with your Costco membership, people were getting Crown to their door for like $260 a pack. I don't think that's coming with Prismatic. I don't think sub 100 is coming for Destined. I do think sub 160. But I don't think sub 100. So, again, there's a lot of nuance. I truly think, Destined might go above 300 in the next 3 months. And I think in a year, it's going to be sub 160. Maybe not in exactly 1 year, but sometime in the next 1 to 2 years. 0 to 2 years. I think it'll be sub 160.
See, the thing holding me back from that is the black and white set coming out so soon after Team Rocket. I think Team Rocket's going to do well the first month, which will take us, or I'll say month and a half, which will take us till when the black and white set comes out. But I think after black and white, people are going to forget about Team Rocket and move into that, because that's going to be interesting, that whole set. So I think if it does increase in price, it's got to happen within the month. If not, there's no shot it's going to increase in price.
I'm right. I could be wrong. Dan 2025. And honestly, people aren't thinking about the fact that our money's going to be diluted. We got to start investing in Lego next year. So like I'm bullish on Destined.
Wait for that. That's going to be
when they hit us with like Pallet Town and a Pokeball and a Charizard Lego all in the same month that they hit me with 20 cases of Destined Rivals reprint, we're going to see that sub 160 because we're going to be spread too thin. Some people are always wrong, like me. I'm just to where 35 minutes ago I played that clip and I had no audio.
We're never going to end this podcast.
I'm trying to catch up. I am definitely. Here's actually, I do have a lot of things starred. We will get to. Did you see that Dave Person is selling his trophy collection? He's got it on eBay. He just dropped the podcast. It's listed high. I don't think he'll likely sell it anytime too soon. I'm very open to being wrong. Maybe Logan Paul, Steve Aoki, maybe who's that rapper that's been doing the Collecticons lately that just pulled the Skyridge Zard. Maybe one of those guys just boom drops 6 mil, 9 mil, whatever it is, and takes them all. But I think something like that is more likely going to have to be split up.
Nobody's gonna buy that whole collection, and he's not ready to split it up. I think it's just on eBay to be there. I don't think he's actually serious about selling yet.
Dan, leak your new streamer now. Skya actually, I forgot about that.
Did you do that Metazoo video?
No, I have to do a video. I'm going to do a video this Saturday. Metazoo has some exciting news. Metazoo has a new set coming out. It has the Loveland Frogman on the box. I think the box looks really, really cool. I should actually pull that up.
Did you think about anything when you first saw that box?
I don't. Let me pull it back up and see if anything hits me.
Because there was an immediate thought that popped in my head when I saw that box.
Now I'll think about it when I look at it. I'm assuming it must look like kind of like a certain Pokemon box or something.
Yes.
Who posted it?
Metazoo News. It wasn't the actual Metazoo.
I don't follow them. I better follow them. Sorry, Metazoo News. I follow you now. Metazoo Crew. So Metazoo's first expansion, Torrential Tides, first reported by the Metazoo Crew. I do follow the Metazoo Crew, but what does it remind me of?
See, I thought it was like blatantly obvious.
I'm not sure.
Crystal Guardians, exactly like Crystal Guardians.
Let me stop the share and let me pull up Crystal Guardians. I mean, Pokemon's released over 100 booster boxes, so it's like no matter what you do, there's probably going to be vibes of something somewhere.
I think it looks really good. I love it, but that was the first thing I thought when I saw that.
Here's an old PokeRev listing from 2020 for a Crystal Guardians box. But yeah, there's Crystal Guardians. Yeah, I mean, it's got the light blues. This one doesn't have the swirls going on. This one doesn't have the cool frog. But I'm going Torrential Tides over Crystal Guardians, personally. But I actually have, it's not massive news, I don't think. Metazoo was not doing amazingly on Fanatics. The first stream did pretty well, and then it was just kind of like eroding from there. So we're actually doing, I think Sky is doing this Saturday. I need to confirm with him so I can do a video Saturday morning if that's the case. But Sky's going to be trying eBay Live. He does my whole eBay anyways. So he's going to be doing eBay Live. Nick graciously offered to train Skya. So we did that last week. Nick trained Skya, showed him the ropes on eBay Live. And Sky's going to be launching KetchumAllCollectibles on eBay Live this Saturday, doing Metazoo.
I'll be excited to see how that goes.
I think it'll be kind of tough. I think it'll help a little bit having the box just be announced. But I think it will be a lot better. Like, imagine Pokemon is so much bigger. Like, PK and Ponga will probably literally just stream Destined this weekend. But imagine trying to do like One Piece or Lorcana, but not even all of it, just like one set. Imagine imagine going to like and obviously Metazoo is no One Piece, Metazoo is no Lorcana before anyone tries to say that I'm making that analogy. But or I mean I kind of am making an analogy, but not that exact one. They're the same thing. Again, nuance. But Metazoo having only base set to work with, it's fairly limiting. It's fairly tough. I think it'll be a lot easier if the new one's well received. You'll have twice the SKUs to throw at people, right? You'll have literally twice the product that they have to choose from. So I'm optimistic on, and I don't think we have a release date or anything, but
well, they said it was just, it hasn't been revealed by Metazoo yet. It was just a leak from a distributor.
It's always interesting. It's like the international distributors. It's usually like out of Italy or somewhere. It's like usually out of some international country. Rarely a domestic one, at least from what I've seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't get it. Why are they so bad? It's not. Is it that hard not to leak information?
I don't know. Dan is the only other person in Pokemon YouTube I agree with. I don't know if that's good or bad to have Josh, the old card shop, on my side, who said earlier that he's literally always wrong. Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know if it's good to be on Josh's side. Josh has some wild takes over there. Mr. Black and White's not going to be a good set. That is oh god, Josh.
Kiki says the whole argument's pointless. No one will ever agree with what widely available means. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna rewatch my live stream. I thought I made it quite explicitly clear, like over Disclaimer Dan. I thought Disclaimer Dan was out in full force. I went into like Costco, P Football Pete, Hills. Like, if it's on a website for hours to days, anyone who wants it, that's as deep as we are, is going to be able to get it. I think it will be clear who won the bet within. It might take 2.5 years. When James and I made the bet, I think it was a 1.5 year bet when we made that one. That was a long-term bet. But anyways, we didn't make it about sub 100. We made it about sub MSRP booster product Destined Rivals. Not box, not ETB, not bundle, just product.
I think that's where retro you might have retro. I think sealed product would be like not booster packs. Because I think booster packs is going to be the one that makes you win.
Do you know what happens far more often than 5% chances? 95% chances. Approximately 19 times more frequently. Yes. Here we go. I like this. I like this a lot, Grimer. What happens first? $10 a card grading at PSA or sub MSRP booster boxes? The answer here is very easy to me, I think. I'm like 95% confident in my estimate on this. What's your take, though, and what's your confidence level?
100% sub. We're never going to see sub $10 grading at PSA.
So it's going to be sub MSRP booster boxes.
Yes.
Yeah. I only give myself 95% confidence in that, but I should probably say 99.9. That feels really easy. Yeah. What's PSA at currently? 18, 19?
I think they're 19, yeah.
19, yeah. I'm more on board with the fact that sub $10 grading will never happen again at PSA. I'm more on board with it. I'm not saying that's going to be the case, but I think that's more likely to never happen than never having sub $100 booster boxes. And I'd be interested.
I would agree with that for sure.
There's probably a lot of people who think both could never happen again, but CGC grades, and I know CGC is not PSA, they're similar in some ways. You can make an analogy. You can compare the two, but they're not the same. CGC grades, depending on who you are, depending on your volume, for very low single digits. They grade for quite cheap. And so PSA is not doing anything massively fundamentally different. Their brand, their age, their trust, all that stuff is a lot higher, especially with recent happenings. But we can talk about something too shortly. That'll be a good pivot.
Oh boy.
I guarantee that PSA could grade for $9 a card profitably, but they would not do it when demand is so high. I think they're wise to, like Pokemon, I think they're wise to kind of throttle their supply to some extent. Pokemon recently increased MSRP, not as drastically as PSA increased grading fees, but I think PSA is wise to, instead of just infinitely scaling demand or capacity to meet current demand, I think PSA is wise to increase price and while increasing supply. I think if PSA wanted to, I think they could profitably be grading 50 million cards a year at $9 a card. But I think they'd be really stupid too, because they'd be diluting their own product. And I think they'd be more likely risking their long-term health and demand and all that stuff. So I think PSA is navigating things really, really well so far. And I think Pokemon is too.
Yeah,
that one feels easy.
Oh yeah, that one's real easy.
And widely available, I understand. Like, there's so many. Widely available doesn't mean every single person in the world can go within a 5-minute drive. Like, there's a spectrum to this. But P Football Pete, Hills, eBay, Amazon, like, for some reasonable amount of time. Again, Nick and I don't agree on whether or not Surging was widely available. There's always going to be some disagreement, but I'll watch back my clips, and I thought I made it fairly clear. And I don't think it's going to be like, I think it's going to go drastically one way or the other. It will either be available widely under MSRP for weeks, and I will clearly have won, or it won't be anywhere close, and I will have clearly lost. Like, I don't think it's going to be a photo finish. I think one of us is going to decisively win that bet.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think we're like getting deeper into the weeds, and I love it in the weeds. I love going down rabbit holes. I think we're getting way deeper into the weeds than we need to, because I think sometime in the next 2.5 years in the normal print cycle for Destined Rivals, a set that hasn't even released yet, that we're already confident will never go under MSRP. I remind you, it is 2:46 p.m. Eastern time on Thursday. It is not released yet, and we're already guaranteeing that it won't go under MSRP. What world are we living in? This is insane. This is insane. Is it not? Is it not?
It is. I agree. It is for sure. It is for sure.
Destined for MSRP. Yes, it is destined for MSRP.
I see what you did there.
I like that. I just caught up on 2x. Please kill me with this speed. Hanzo says, Dan, historically, has there ever been a set that never returned to MSRP or lower since release? No. Every single set, base set, jungle, fossil. If PK was here, he's in chat. PK, list out every set in order for us in the chat, please. Every single set.
Type out every set.
Every single set in Pokemon's history, except for surging, depending on how you want to define it. I would say it was for a day or hours or however long. I did it on TCG Player the one time. But every set aside from Prismatic, Journey, and Destined have indeed been widely available under MSRP. Not at launch. Vivid was 200 at launch. Battle Styles was 150 at launch, which at the time was above MSRP. Today it's under MSRP. But every single set. So not because every set has been. I'm not saying historical results guarantee future returns or future performance, but for that, among many other reasons, I just think we'll get there again. If you can't convince them, confuse them. I'm confusing myself more than I'm confusing anyone, I think.
I like it.
Klarna is on eBay now, so we are millionaires. Yeah, you can pre-order. Nick was talking about, oh, people don't have the money. You don't need money. Just pay for it later. Let future Nick worry about that.
That is scary. That is scary to me.
Klarna's on DoorDash.
I don't like that. I could
buy Taco Bell right now, and I could, instead of paying $10.99 for my whatever they call the box things, instead of paying $10.99 for my Taco Bell, I could pay 4 simple payments of $2.25 over the next 12 months for through Klarna for Taco Bell.
God. No, that's scary. That's scary.
Yeah. Here's a good question. Why do people who do not agree with something that a person says always make it their life goal to convince you they are right? If their opinion is infallible, why do they care what yours is? That's a good question. And I think the debate, I think the conversation is interesting. So I would say, out of just in the pursuit of having interesting conversation, and again, I'm not I saw Timmy memeing that he's here for the sermon. He's here. I'm not I'm not preaching. I'm just saying what I think is going to happen. This is a that quote from Alex Hormozy on Iced Coffee Hour. My life, my YouTube channel is a documentary, not a sermon. I'm not telling you what is going to happen. I'm telling you what I think is going to happen, and I'm not guaranteeing any of it. So what do you think on that?
My biggest takeaway is a documentary. What did you say?
My life is a documentary. I might
a documentary.
Documentary. I say documentary.
When you said it was so strange.
I think that came up.
My biggest takeaway, though.
Didn't that come up when I said elementary school before? I say elementary, documentary. I feel like that's came up before on Pokeflips.
And we're taking investment advice from this guy. Oh God!
Please don't. I don't give investment advice. I say what I'm doing and why. I can't even pronounce elementary or documentary. Oh man.
No, I think it's just human nature. People like to debate stuff. And so if you're passionate about something, you're obviously going to try and convince other people that you're right and they're wrong. I think that's all it comes down to.
Nick definitely has spare streamer on the payroll energy today. I need to go back to our starred comments again. How confident are you that Destined booster boxes will be sub 200? It's highly likely some products will get heavily reprinted, but what about the booster boxes? I would give 85% chance at some point in the next 2.5 years, Destined Rivals will be under 200. That said, if I'm wrong and they only go under 200 but not under MSRP like I think they will, it would not be wise to sell for 240 to try to buy them back at $199.99. You're not making any money there, right? Depending on what your fees are for selling. But if you're paying 12% eBay fees and then you're paying shipping, but you sell for 240 and you buy it back for $199, you just lost money. You just bought it back for more than you got out of selling it. So, but I truly, like, I'm selling my Destined Rivals, aside from 4 cases that are going to the pallet, talk versus walk. I'm selling all but 4, mostly through the live streams. And anything that comes a reprint down the line, I'll put more on the pallet. If a reprint never comes, my pallet will only have 4 cases, and that's fine. I'm open to not getting enough of it. I'm open to like being wrong and missing out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would pretty much agree. I think we'll definitely see sub 200. I think we'll see that for sure. But it's the $40 increment between MSRP and whatever. That'll be interesting.
And this is where, like, you had a multi-year period where ETBs didn't get reprinted, and ETBs were like the better investment because they didn't reprint those. And then Hidden Fates got these massive ETB reprints, and maybe there were some other ones that got them as well. And then we kind of went into, like, with Sword and Shield, ETBs were being reprinted left and right. And Scarlet and Violet, I think nothing's been printed enough, generally speaking. But there's been ebbs and flows as to what products they'll print and which ones they won't. So I have no clue. That's why I didn't like tie it to one product. I didn't tie it to Crown Zenith. Say 2 years ago you made a bet with Crown Zenith. Hey, this is never going to go under MSRP. Well, ironically enough for this argument, like I think Crown Zenith ETBs were widely available. They were widely available under MSRP, but not as widely as available as Sea and Sky, and not as cheap and not for as long as Sea and Sky. Sea and Sky 6 months ago, I was buying from people for $4 a pack. So yeah, I didn't tie it to any one SKU because I just have no clue of what blend they'll print. This was way long ago. Do you think there's a direct correlation between people who say if Xbox goes to Y price, I'd buy it all, and leaving the hobby after 6 months? Yes. Yes, I do think that. I think people who say, people who use the terms MSRP, scalper, think of the children, anything like that, they're significantly less likely to be here in 12 months when things are mostly back to some semblance of normalcy.
I'm going to push back on that one.
They were here in full force 4 years ago when Frosted Caribou made that video, and then they weren't here for the 3 years that Vivid Voltage and Battle Styles and Shining Fates were widely available under MSRP, and now they're back. They're back. Go back to that video. I think she never deleted it. It's probably still there. Go back to that video and look at the usernames in YouTube. I bet those usernames were dormant for 3 years, and they're coming back these days. They're coming back right now to cry on different videos.
I'm still here.
Not on YouTube. Not on your YouTube.
Well, YouTube doesn't. Nobody cares about YouTube anymore. YouTube's dead. We just got a bunch of boomers watching us in the comments.
Oh man. But yeah, pushback. Give me the full force of your pushback. Let's hear it.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I don't think I like the whole scalper thing. I think there are scalpers out there. We were said that in the beginning. I can't wait for all the scalpers to leave the hobby. I use that word. I'd buy it all and leaving the hobby. I don't know. I think you have investors that say that as well. Like that used to be a common thing on E4. If Pokemon dropped to 0, everyone would say, "Oh, I'll buy it all. I'll just buy it all." I don't know. I think a lot of people say that. I think there's a lot of people that say that. Obviously, you're not going to buy it all, but you'll have a bigger position of that.
Disproportionately, those engaging in E4 are more likely to be honest in that they would stay and they would continue to engage with it. The people who say that in TikTok and YouTube and Instagram comment sections, way less likely to. They're way more likely to be the MSRP crying, the bunch that I just talked about.
Oh, yes, man. I agree. Dan's the most bullish bear I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You and Jake, Pokenomics, you two are.
It's funny.
You two are so different, but you are so alike as well.
We say that things can go down, and then we're called bears. Because, if you really distill it down to its core, Jake and I say we are bullish on Pokemon long term. Like I say, short plastic, long cardboard. I've eternally always been, since 2014, I've been bullish on Pokemon as a franchise. I've been bullish on cardboard. But like a lot of the short-term things that happen, a lot of the things that I hear that are just painted with such a broad brush, that are so they're so definitive. Like this can only happen guaranteed 100%. I'm invested in this stuff. I have a lot of it. The majority of my net worth is in Pokemon. But I just say it could go down, which is a statement of fact. And then I get called a bear for it. It's like what makes me a bear? Like people say I'm a bear because I say, hey guys, Destined Rivals might go under MSRP. You bear, you're crazy.
No,
what are we talking about? What are we?
You were not over. Oh, hey, it could. You were not. You were.
I think it will.
95% certain Destined Rivals is going to go under MS. Stop it. Your language is not like that.
Hey guys, I think
such a bear.
I think there's a 95% chance that the biggest IP in the world that owns a lot of their own printers, that has 2.5 years to make this come true, that has always made this come true for every set, not guaranteeing past performance, future results, blah, blah, blah. But hey, guys, I'm pretty damn sure that this company that has a mission to get every product into the hands of its end consumers for what they deem a reasonable price, I'm quite confident they'll do it again. You bear, you're crazy, you're nuts, everything's different. Like that's crazy to me. That's all I'm saying. And maybe I'm too bearish because it's 95%. Maybe it should be 50%. Maybe it should be 10%. Like a lot of people won't cede any ground on the other side. They'll say 100%. It's never gonna happen. That's where you lose me. It's like I'm given a percentage chance that I'm wrong. A lot of people use the G word. A lot of people use 100%. And back when I made a statement on Crown Zenith in January, I didn't use the G word, but I was too forceful. I said something like, I don't see a path for that to happen, which was too forceful.
I could definitely put you in the bear camp, but then also the bullish camp, like Josh said. Quick side note. I'm wondering the same thing as Brad. What is the XP leaderboard stuff? You know what that's all about?
Where are we?
You can't see it on StreamYard, but if you go to the YouTube, Eric has a crown with number 1. And then if you click on the top, you can see your average player's number 2, Walrus is number 3. I've never seen that before.
Oh, I think that's a thing on Twitch. I think you get points for watching streams, and you get 0 XP. It's a community leaderboard. So you guys are all being scored and judged on your engagement levels in our chat. We are watching. if you buy a super chat, I'm not telling you to buy one. But I'm logged in on KetchumAllCollectibles. I opened it up, and it says if I buy a super chat, I'll get 50 XP.
Ooh.
You guys want 50 XP? If you want to pump those numbers up, I mean, it's a pay to win scenario here. I think that's a thing on Twitch. I think you earn like channel points, and then I think sometimes you can like buy things with that. But they're trying to increase engagement levels. So you guys are all being judged and scored for your engagement in chat. We are watching, so keep mind of that.
Does it restart every stream, or does it like
I don't know.
Going?
I don't know.
I've never seen that before.
Just so everyone knows their place, I'm going to save this image. You are all being judged. You are all being scored. Where did I put my OBS?
Who's in last place? Let's call out who's in last place. Austin, you suck.
Oh God! So here we go. Here's the leaderboard. Should I just leave it there the whole time? So Eric drinks water. You are number 1. UAP, then Mr. Walrus. Everyone else is slackers. XP share. I mean, you got some hot takes, but not hot enough. Only number 4. You better pump those numbers up. I need to start making this be like a built-in thing that's just always on screen because that's hilarious. I just pulled a static image, so that's not going to update live, but that's actually hilarious. I love that. We got Retrospecs rounding out the top 10. Thrifty, your new employee, 17. Oh yeah, I should have asked that. Are we talking 1099? Are we talking W2? We talking stock options? Health insurance? Yeah,
stock options. That's still to be determined there. She'll make hourly, but that whole thing is.
Nick sweating. He doesn't want to talk tax. Good timing for this 30-minute old comment. Nick's accountant must be having a hell of a time as I'm asking about 1099 versus independent contractor or W2. I'm catching up. I think this was supposed to say current climate. Question: with the current climate, do you think it's smart for little guys and people that have full-time jobs outside of Pokemon to just build up cash right now and wait for better days? Generally, yes. Warren Buffett, a man much smarter than me, he says there are no called strikes in investing. If you do not swing your bat, you cannot strike out. This is not Major League Baseball. I am, generally speaking, I'm buying a ton of stuff every week always because I need to feed the live streams. But outside of that, I am not swinging much. I did just swing some onto the 3rd or 4th pallet with my dad there. But other than that, the next pallet's going to be built a lot slower unless the right opportunities come. Don't go broke on good deals. I don't even feel like there's that many good deals right now. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
I agree. I haven't been buying much at all to set back. It's all just buying singles to sell on the lives and all that stuff, but not much at all to set back.
How do you feel about sequential cert numbers for sets of cards? If you can get more money out of your things, be that salesman, make that money, but like you're better off splitting items to sell individually 99% of times.
Yeah, I don't care about the certs. That's like I think we were talking, was it us or maybe I forget. A couple weeks ago, James had that story. It was like the Japanese SAR EV. One sold for 80 and then one sold for like 800 because of the cert number. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's some like lucky number in Chinese or something.
That was absurd.
Somewhere, I don't know where it is. Somewhere deep in my PC, I remember somebody linked on E4 as like a meme 10 years ago, probably. It had a 420.69 to end the cert. I think it's like a Drampa EX or GX or something. I have that somewhere in my PC though, but I better put that bad boy up for like 10K on eBay.
Yes,
I feel like The old card shop is my demographic for a 42069 cert, I think.
Oh God. Thanks.
Let's see. So I'm saving one specifically for a little bit. I want to go on a full rant section on that afterwards.
Oh, I know what we're talking about now.
I'm almost fully caught up in chat. I'm going to try to get fully caught up in chat, take all the ones on this topic. I did know that eBay has different seller fees in each country. A lot of that's just like customer acquisition things. I think they're pretty like deeply rooted in the US. They don't have as many new customers to gain. So yeah, 0% selling fees for like non-business accounts in the UK. That's been a thing for a couple of years, as far as I understand. I get said that I'm straw manning. What am I straw manning? People straw man me to say that I say things that I'm not saying. Let me know what I was straw manning on, and I will. Oh, you said I don't see any way at all that could happen regarding CZ hitting 10. I was very wrong. I was very wrong to use words as firmly as I did. And I won't make that again. Retro, no one's keeping you here. Thanks for being here, but you're only in 10th place. He's trying to bump up in the rankings, but the yawns won't get you up the ranks. I guess they will. I mean, audibly yawning in the chat.
Just start spamming yawn emojis.
It can be summed up with 2 words. We'll see. And one comment that I liked of Retros, I didn't like the yawn. I like this though. What are you doing? We're all talking. Talk is cheap. I don't care. What are you doing? What are you doing with your Destined rivals, Nick? I'm selling it all except for 4 cases.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing.
Nick's selling it all.
They're buying it. Retro's buying it. He's bullish.
So 1,300. So $260 a box he's paying. I think that's very like.
No, that's not $260, is it?
Oh,
because $1,200
I'm doing it on 5. I did it on 5 boxes for whatever reason. 1,300 on 6. I guess the math was easier, so I just went that way. He's paying $216 a box, so he's buying at a 10-15% discount to market. I don't like it. I don't like it relative to a lot of other things. Like I know Retro dabbles in crypto. I feel like I'd rather buy like SP 500 or Bitcoin or something like that. But I like that he's putting his money where his mouth is what it comes down to. Like he's bullish on it. He's putting his money to it. I know recently he was buying surging at like 12 or 1,300 a case. He mentioned that he was buying it. So talk versus walk. I like hearing people that are like putting money behind their words, because there's a lot of words out there that have no value. They have no meaning. They have no like, there's nothing behind them. They're just purely talk. Whereas Retros has some walk. Uh-oh. Nick's pallet might be here. Tag team boxes are going nuts. XY, black, white, sun, moon. Like there's so many crazy things going on. But yes, we'll see. We will see indeed. We will see who wins the bet. We will see what happens with all these. Experience share lost his crown. This is BS. You got to pump those numbers up. You're not engaging enough. You're in 3rd place. You're in 4th place now. Son of America's in top 20. That's actually hilarious. Would we come to know a different Dan if he started his business in 2024? The world will never know. Dan, please send the picture. I will put it on my CV. I'm the #1 ranked community member of the PokeFlips podcast. Let me see if the score is updated. Oh, it's Zard lurking now. Eric Drinks Water, you're #2. You both have 150 experience, but Zard lurking is higher for some reason. Kiki is our #22 fan. Can I go down on the list? Oh, that's hilarious. Honestly, I should just clip Dan saying Eric Drinks Water is #1 and load it to a USB to use when I go to parties or job interviews. Oh, man. That's funny. Mr. Walrus is having some internal struggle. He wants to comment funny things, but he doesn't want to be on the board. He is very perplexed. Did Pokemon intentionally leave sets behind to sell out of stock so they could have a new flat MSRP? I don't know if I'm fully understanding the question. you understand this question, Nick? Did Pokemon intentionally leave sets behind to sell out of stock so they could have a new MSRP? So did they
So are
underprint
they like trying to artificially raise the price? I don't
that might
think
be what they're doing
so.
now. I hope MSRP goes to 170, 179.64 would be $4.99 a pack. I hope it goes there.
I don't think it. See, this is where I'm a fence sitter. I agree with selling at MSRP, but at the same time, I don't think MSRP means anything. It's a number. So like, okay, Pokemon raises the MSRP. Are people going to be, oh, good, now we're paying market? It's crazy. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't think they will raise MSRP either. Because so we went what'd we go 25 years at 144 MSRP, and then they raised the price to 160. I can't see them raising the price again. This is such a short window of time where the market has been absolutely insane. At some point, Pokemon's going to catch up, and pricing will fall towards MSRP. Maybe a little bit below. They're not going to raise the MSRP just because of this little short blimp that we're in right now.
I don't
and
think
also, just to give you a heads up, my pallet's coming about a half hour, so I don't know if you want to wrap up in a half hour or keep going.
Yeah, we'll end in half an hour because it'll take you longer. I need to be done by 4 anyways. But I'm loving this engagement in chat. We got Walrus talking about not wanting to comment because he doesn't want to go up the list. Eric Drinks Water says, that's what I'd expect to hear from a loser, Walrus. Then we got Walrus saying, do you keep your crown if I ban you? I love everything about this experience. I love everything about the leaderboards. Huge fan, YouTube, if you're out there listening. Keep it coming.
I'm sure YouTube's listening to our little podcast.
Hey, they're always listening. They're listening. Like there's probably 10 devices in my room that are listening right now.
That is wild. What was it the other day? I forget. I was talking about something in my eBay Live, something I wanted to buy. I forget what it was. But then the next morning on Instagram, all my Instagram like promoted stories were about this item. It's crazy. I never searched for it. I never did anything like that. And all of a sudden, I'm just starting to see all these ads for whatever.
Yeah, they're definitely always listening.
And then have you seen like the AI generated videos, like movies or like commercials they're coming out with? It's crazy how realistic those things look.
Yeah, didn't you see the banger "Give Me My Grades" by the Spicy Boys themselves?
No.
You didn't watch the music video?
No.
I'm gonna send it to you.
Is that the old one? That was a few years ago, right?
That was less than a year ago. I want to say that was back around October because I was singing it at Ponga's house in Chicago.
I did see that. Yes, I did. That wasn't AI though, was it?
Yes, that was super AI. There was that 6 months ago. If you watch that video compared to some of the ones coming out today, maybe if they drop video number 2, if they grace us with that, a lot of the hands are messed up. A lot of the if you look really closely at individual people, a lot of the things were messed up. I
never watched it. I listened to it. Maybe that's why then. Okay, that makes sense.
Oh well, you got to watch it and study, and then wait for them to drop number 2, and it'll be a lot better, I'm sure.
Okay.
Finally caught up. I'm meeting with Dave since I'll be in Vegas for work in a couple of weeks. We'll negotiate the PokeFlips buyout for a nominal fee. Yeah. So Retro says he's been buying Bitcoin weekly for 3 to 4 years. I wonder if the people telling me Vintage was a better investment can say the same for their convictions. Who was telling you Vintage was a better investment than Bitcoin? I'm sure they're probably, I'm not saying nobody was, but were people actually saying that? And who was saying that? I own no Vintage and I own some Bitcoin, not a whole lot, but it's all relative. I'm not actively adding to my Bitcoin, but I'm not actively selling any either. I hope Destined cases crash. I'd love to buy more for cheap, but I don't think I'll get them much better than 12 to 1300 a case. Got to hedge your bets. Yeah, and one thing that I'm quite confident Retro's doing that some people are not doing. I'm confident there are some people that also bought 5 cases like Retro did, but they paid the full price plus sales tax. And if and when it does halve in price, if and when it does crash to MSRP within its normal release print window, they don't have money to buy more. Retro bought 5 cases. He'll buy 10 more if it goes to MSRP probably. He'll buy 20 more if it goes to 120. He'll buy 30 more if it goes to 100. And I will too. Maybe not like made up numbers, but like to some extent. 4 on the pallet now at its current price. It'll be 10 if it goes to X. It'll be 20 if it goes to Y. It'll go and on and on. There are some people out there that are truly opportunity cost, money they need to pay their rent, money they need to like live life. They're putting into this stuff and they're going to get destroyed. A lot of them did get destroyed on Vivid, Battle, Shining a few years ago. And some people will get destroyed again. I'm quite confident. AI videos are insanity. Sell me your 4 remaining cases for $1,300 each, Dan. You and your dad can put SPY on the pallet instead. I have plenty of SPY. The buckets are bulging. They can't fit anymore. But BB paused right before your announcement, Nick. So he just missed.
Oh, dang it, BB! You're gonna have to go back and watch that. I said you and Dan colluded together.
Retro said Jake railed on me relentlessly for buying Bitcoin and Tesla. Said people who were buying didn't understand investing. Many people who are buying Bitcoin today, many people who were buying Bitcoin then, did not understand investing. I think Retro at times you can take things more personally attacking towards you when they're just general statements. Like I can say today, there are morons buying Destined Rivals as an investment today. Retro's buying Destined Rivals as an investment today, but he's not doing it in that same way that some morons are. Like I can equivocally say there are morons investing in Destined Rivals today, as I'm simultaneously, and this is like the whole rules for me, not for me, but it is different. It is different when you have your buckets filled. It is different when you have a business making a lot of money. Like it and people won't like to hear that, but it is different when Retro does it, when I do it. It is different when people do it knowing the risks better and having the opportunity cost sorted out. There's a lot of people. But I hope you understand what I'm saying. I think you take things that are made as general statements sometimes as direct personal attacks when they're not intended to be that. There are dummies investing in Destined Rivals. I'm investing in it. You're investing in it. I don't think we're doing it in a dumb way. I think we're doing it in a very logical, thought out, well-reasoned manner. Simultaneously, though, we're in an arena where other people are investing in the same thing, one at very different prices. We're buying it at a fraction of market. I bought mine for $100 a box through Distro. You're buying yours at 85% of market through whatever channels. Some people are buying it 110% as an investment on eBay. That's insane. There's no way around that being insane. At worst, you should be paying 100% of market, because if you're buying with intent to resell, you're a business and you shouldn't be paying sales tax, on and on and on. But anyways, yeah. Why is Dan attacking poor people? That's what people always go to. Oh man. Anyways, Ethan says, do you think Destined will stay above 10 a pack through June? It's below 10 right now, so it's already not there. So no, but I think it could approach 9-ish. I think it could be 300 a box by June or July. But I'm also not going to be surprised if it's 220. Could go up, could go down. You're welcome. I would lean. I think it's more likely Destined hits 300 before it hits 200. To give like a more, I think it's more likely to hit 300 before seeing 200. But I think it'll see both. What do you think on that?
I'm not convinced. I'm not. I think.
And I'm not trying to convince anyone.
What we're seeing right now is going to be the high for a while. 260 a box. I think that's pretty much the high that we're going to see for a while. I think it'll come down and then go back up.
And just to go into your wording there, you said I'm not convinced. It might not seem like it with the tone of my voice, and sometimes maybe I get too passionately into something. I'm not trying to convince anyone. I'm just voicing my opinions. Like I'm truly not trying to preach. I'm not trying to tell people to invest or not invest, or I'm just telling people what I think what my thoughts are, truly. But yes, people are literally, and this is not, you call this straw manning, I guess. I can't name an individual name, but I know that there are some people, maybe it's one person, maybe it doesn't matter because it's only one person in the world, but there are people buying Destined on eBay at full market price plus sales tax and putting it away as an investment. I sold $7,000 base unlimited Charizards years ago, and this is not as bad as that. I think Destined Rivals at $260 plus tax is not as bad of a mistake, as bad of a play, that is an investment, as $1,000 Eevees and Pikachus were. But it's bad. I think it's really bad, especially compared to like other things you could buy. Silver Tempest at the same price or similar price, whatever. I don't remember the exact pricing of all the Sword Shield booster boxes. But anyways, do not equate to malice what is adequately explained by ignorance. Yeah, do not attribute to malice what can adequately be explained by incompetence. Is the Hanlon's razor, I believe. Is it Hanlon's razor?
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, in principle, suggesting that when considering someone's actions, it's better to assume they're dumb or ignorant than evil. And often true, but not always true. Question, Dan, do you think base at 30K and the hype will turn out a win? No. I think that base is currently at like 25 right now, and I think it might go up in the short to medium term, but I see base going back under 20 again at some point in the future. Maybe I'm entirely wrong. I don't hold that one super tightly, but I don't hold that one as tightly as I hold Destined going under MSRP.
I would agree, but how much is being open still? It's wild.
Yeah, like the pallets might be running out. I truly have no idea. I have 0 WotC product right now. We just broke the rocket box, so I have none left. So here's one. It was asked 2 hours ago. Dan, what do you think about the PSA survey, including card cleaning as a new service? Just wanted your 2 cents. Did you see that?
I did. I don't like it.
I love it. I can't. My video Monday is probably going to be, shout out to PK. PK had Nat Turner on, a billionaire, the infamous "Don't Be Dumb" stream. I was trying to make a point in, and it was funny because I was on the billionaire side, evil capitalist Dan on the evil capitalist side. I was trying to support some of what he was saying, and I was just trying to say, like, the argument that will be made is water is a chemical. So you can't just have a policy that you're not allowed to use chemicals, but you can use water. But let me pull up. Shout out to Neo Cards and Comics. He is the first channel on which I saw this. I subsequently saw it on Shug Nasty's channel. So I'm going to pull that one up because he's like from our space more. But let me find the exact overlay. Yeah. So PSA did a survey where they asked you a few different things. And one of the things they asked you is, how likely would you be to use this add-on service for card cleaning for $2.99 a card? So shout out Shug Nasty, sharing his channel right here. So he said the same thing that I'm going to say right now. He's up to speed and he's on board with cleaning to remove fingerprints. Fair game. It's a physical thing, removing things that weren't there when they were produced. Removing fingerprints, fine. Removing smudges, fine. Removing dust, fine. Here's the kicker.
Yeah.
Light buffing service to reduce minor surface scratches. Minor surface scratches prior to grading. That's what Kurt's Card Care does. That's adding foreign substances to a card. Light buffing, you can't buff out a scratch. Well, there's 2 ways to buff out a scratch. If you like, I don't care if you're talking about cars, I don't care if you're talking about holographic cards, whatever it may be. You either need to remove material to make everything flat with the scratch, or you need to add material to fill in the scratch. So no matter which way they're looking at it, they are talking about, they're not doing it yet, but they're polling. Hey guys, would you be interested in us altering your cards the way that Nat Turner and PK, let me know. PK, do you want to be in the crop or do you want to be out of the crop when I clip the hell out of this this YouTube video? When Nat Turner said how obvious it was, he said this, he said that. It's wild to me. It's wild to me that less than 1 year later, I think, they're offering to clean your cards. Things that and go watch Shug Nasty's video. If one of the mods could link it in chat, Shug Nasty's video. I'll link it when I do my video. I'll probably link Neo Cards and Comics video too, because that's where I saw it first yesterday. But he definitively said we will never be talking about cleaning, adding, removing this, that. And now they're polling people on, hey guys, you want to do this? You want to pay us $3 to do it for you? Don't be dumb.
I hate that.
Don't be dumb.
That.
The lines are clear and obvious on what's allowed and what's not. Don't be dumb, guys. Like, oh man, I can't wait. This is the most excited I've been for a video in a bit.
I don't know. Are they gonna designate that they clean that it's an altered card now, like they do coins? Probably not. I can't stand it. I hate it.
I love it. I love it.
You love it because of the drama. You do not love it as a thing.
No, I don't give a shit. I don't care. Like I could not care very much less at all. But like I'm not invested in PSA 9, PSA 10. I'm not invested in cards of any kind really, like that. So I'm not affected. I don't care. Art has restoration. I made a video. I made a long video on this a year ago, and I'm going to link back to that video. Art has restoration. Coins have restoration. Comics have restoration. PSA owns Wada, who cleans video games for you when you submit them. PSA owns, or collectors who owns PSA owns Wada, and they own PCGS, who will clean your coins for you. If you clean your coins naughty, bad, you can't do that, but we'll do that, and we'll charge you money to do it. We do it right. We're professionals. You can't use Kurt's card care, but we'll use Nat's card care. We'll use Nat's card care, and we'll charge $2.99 for it. And his is scary chemicals. His is naughty. His is bad. But ours is approved. Ours is good. Grading companies are such a joke, and I just love like the vindication of them. Like, hey guys, we're a joke. Like I've been saying it for a while. They just put on their clown costume and hopped out the circus tent. So I love it. I truly love it. Honestly, it's bad for the hobby though. If and when everyone sees them the way that I see them, it will be very bad for my business. It will be very bad for the hobby, the industry as a whole. And I don't think the hobby will ever see them the way that I do. I truly don't.
No,
100% with look, me and experience share. This is why it's good to have these conversations, these discussions. We're at odds. We're at odds on booster pack prices and investing and what's going to MSRP this that. We're on the same side, so it's good. It's good to hey, we're on the same team here. We're on opposing teams there. We can shake hands and have a beer and talk about our differences and similarities. And
look at that. Look at that. You guys finally agree.
I think it's just another instance of grading card companies accidentally stepping out of the circus tent in full clown costumes. I like they are that, and that's being like a little bit too harsh. They do good enough. Barely. It's barely too harsh. It's barely too harsh. They do a good enough job. Clearly, they can't keep up with how much demand they have. They do a good enough job convincing that what they're doing is worth the crazy premiums we ascribe to them. But I think if they step out of the circus tent too many times with their clown costumes on, if they do things wrong, if they fumble bad enough, and there's another comment I can throw up, it could shake confidence in all this. I just don't see it happening. PCGS, CGC, all these are the same way. Like if you talk to like a Sean Reserve Investments, he'd probably say coin grading is a lot more. No, it's not. It's very similar. Maybe it's a little bit better. It's a little bit older. It's just as inconsistent as card grading too. It's just as fallible. I've watched some coin podcasts. I've watched some like coin related content, and some of the people have like attacked PSA, CGC, BGS for being so bad and new and inconsistent and awful. And then I've watched some that are more like me in the coin world. Think how scary that would be. But guys that like have a brain and can be logical and rational and like, no, this is all a joke. It's a joke over there. It's a joke over here. People ascribe way too high values to all of it. But I truly don't think grading premiums will crumble. But like in a long enough timeline, they could if all this silly stuff keeps happening. And I'm not intentionally hiding it or anything. But Danny says, how can anybody support CGC after the test print scandal? How can anyone support any of it after they're all such clowns? I don't know. Like CGC did very bad, but they're paying everyone back. PSA on multiple instances has publicly shown that their financial guarantee is a fraud. A fraud. Like I won't use the G word. I'm using the F word. Fraud. 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 It is what they did to Professor Oak Cali. Oh, Dan, it was years ago. It was a yucky vintage Shadowless Nidoking. Who cares? That was fraud. What they did to Professor Oak Cali was fraudulent. Mm-hmm. They said the head grader reviewed the Nidoking and it was a PSA 10. Fraud. They didn't want to pay out $1,000 financial guarantee, so they lied to a guy's face and spit in his face. And what's the saying? Spitting in someone's face and saying that it's raining or something like that. I don't know. The light should have been red long ago. 24 ounces of Arnold Palmer. Man, that'll do it to me, I guess.
That gets you going. That gets you going right there.
Years ago, I've had successful PSA guarantee checks. I've had them pay. They used to. Consistently inconsistent. Sometimes they did, sometimes they didn't. But that was like a big turning point. I think the boom because when the value of all the cards 10x'd, so did their liability. You know what happened in the boom? A lot of good things happened for PSA, but one thing that happened that was bad, their liability on every single card they've graded under their financial guarantee 10x'd and 20x'd as well. And that's kind of scary to them. That's a little bit scary to them. And it's just wild. It's wild to have the CEO on a podcast saying this is not going to happen. The lines are clear. And then a year later, hey guys, do you want to do this? Oh, Nick's Pallet might be here. We might be wrapping up really soon.
I gotta go grab my pallet. He's here now.
So Nick's guy came early. We did not catch up with everything. We went a long time on the MSRP thing, but I need to go myself too because my stuff is coming soon. Unfortunately, not a pallet, but we'll see you in a couple weeks. Maybe it'll be more fired up. Maybe it won't be as fired up. I mean, I'm not all my opinions, blah blah blah, legal disclaimer. But when you have a policy that says a certain thing and then you just lie to someone.
I'll be right back in.
Okay. Fraud is an intentional deception used to gain an unfair advantage or deprive someone of a legal right or benefit. If you have a policy that says you have a legal right or benefit to getting a financial guarantee of your greater value, and then you deprive someone of that right, you intentionally deceive them, you intentionally don't, like, that's, yeah, I don't know. Can't wait to see Nat on the pod soon. That would be hilarious. Not coming anytime soon. Nick just said he'd be back quick. I don't know if he's actually going to come back, but Kelly Sweeper, Dan, you should read my comment from earlier about the PSA 9 first base Charizard. Crazy that they regraded it from a 9 to a 7 when the card wasn't damaged from the crack case. Yeah, that's them covering their ass. They probably had a weak graded card that they poorly graded years ago, and they covered themselves under their financial guarantee. They voided the financial guarantee due to a small crack in the case. They have a history of doing things that are very unsavory in that fashion. Let's hear how Nat says elementary. Bring on Matt Quinn and Nat at the same time. Nat said water's in a chemical. I'm gonna look quickly. I think Nick said he'd be back soon, but maybe he won't. But yeah, thanks PokeMT for the question. I've been meaning to rant on that. I just practiced for my Monday video, which will likely be about that. The amount of bullishness in this market is what makes me worry about people's exposure and expectations. Do you think the price of most packs going up has significantly contributed to said slowdown? That's back when we were talking about the slowdown in the past few weeks. Yes, I think that's some part of it. Is that all of it? What percentage of it? I don't know. We covered that. I'm with this guy, PSA all the way, with their fake auto grading, not to mention the Persian they graded with a penis drawn on it. Every company, none of these companies are your friend. None of these companies are like universally just like the truth or the right thing, the true grade. Some of the marketing is just bonkers out of these companies. I'm very not in belief of third-party grading, obviously, and the values that it attributes. But one thing that I'll say is, like, the market is the sum of everyone's opinions. I'm just one guy with my own set of opinions. So clearly I'm wrong in that the market disagrees with me. And I'm quite confident they always will. I think there will always be a significant PSA 10 premium, PSA 9 premium, the likes of which I'll never agree with. So again, I'm not preaching. I'm not saying I'm right, they're wrong. But like, the market's more right than me, because the market's the culmination of everyone's opinion. What do you got, Nick?
I got my pallet here. I got to go unload that.
Okay, we're gonna. Yeah, he did not unload that pallet that quickly.
No shot.
Let's see how long we can keep Nick here to see if his whole pallet ends up
no, we're not keeping it outside in Chicago. I live in a good neighborhood, but it's not that good.
Nick, say elementary.
Elementary. Yeah.
Then dip. Yeah, we're gonna wrap up there. It's elementary. It's elementary, my dear Watson. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. But anyways, we appreciate everyone being here. We will catch you all later.
See you later.
There's the end button. There it is.
There's the end.